in, and then
Excellent.
Just stick it in the oven.
Stick it in the oven, and then we got some veg. What do we got here? We got some carrots, some zucchini. Looks like sweet potatoes, garlic. Looks like we're gonna do a mash. Maybe have some espresso while we're cooking here. Not human bought us this espresso machine for the studio. I've got some kind of like pop it in the oven Italian looking oven finished bread. We got some bananas, some candy. Well, this is cool. So we're preheating the oven. What are we preheating the oven at? Around 200? Is it
190?
190? Because we're going to slow cook this.
3 hours for 3 kilo bird.
Okay. Underneath this thing, we probably want to put some tinfoil underneath the tray. It makes the cleanup easy if it starts to burn. So maybe while he lifts that up, I'll just do that.
Oh, fatty ducks. Hard to overcook.
Want to lift that up? So what I do a lot of times when I'm cooking in the oven is I'll, over any metal type utensils or whatever, I'll cover with aluminum foil, and it makes the cleanup a lot easier if the juices get baked on or what have you.
Ooh, that's the bacon. Oh, that's all good.
Okay. Aluminium. Okay, so this is all good to go.
Lovely.
There's some onions. So we'll probably put some veg around it and roast the veg. But do you want to do the veg, like roast the veg the last hour or something, or 2 hours, so it doesn't burn? Very cool. Since we're up, let's go look around the studio for a minute. See what else is going on here at Dead TV Studios. Will, did you see this down here? What I got here? Okay. Let's see.
Cool.
What are you working on, Fab?
Well, not sure yet. Have to think about what we're gonna do today.
Do some experiments?
Maybe. Or
Maybe record a song?
open new live sessions as well. Just see how they're open with the new system.
Did you see this? Check out that. This. We got some stuff.
Very nice.
Yeah. So now we're ready to go. Ready to work on this record. Maybe we'll make something up. Nobody knows. Mini moves and shit. Looking good, man. Good job. Check out this sucker. This is a 1950s Neumann. It's a little one. It goes with the other Neumanns. We're going to try that out. Maybe set up a vocal track. Maybe make up something today. Test out the Neumann. It just got sent from America. See the little 50s Neumann? Check this out. Some John Lennon shit. Right there.
Lovely.
Yeah, we need to get one of those big fuckers. U-47?
Yeah.
But, man. Well, just a little bit different, though. But one of those big fuckers. The U-47s are amazing.
Harsh. It's not like...
It's so sensitive, the big one. See, it's made for, like, orchestra. The little one, you know? Like, the big one, the larger the diaphragm. The smaller the diaphragm, smaller, the... Whatever. Smaller the speaker, the bigger the sound. So that's that stuff. But yeah, the studio is just about set up and ready to start this record any day. I think I'm waiting for a couple plugins. Let's take a look at this duck in here now. There it is. So we're starting that sucker right now. But yeah, we're gonna cook. But anyways, yeah, I'm waiting for the Echo Farm plugin so I can open up the files that I was working in last fall and start that all out. Maybe we could take a call, do that for a minute. Let's see if anybody has any questions. Damn, I thought for sure somebody would want to call in and maybe they had a question about how to play organ, how to record, how to cook duck, or something. Maybe how to keep your trees alive in Northern Europe, your studio trees. Really weird. Okay, maybe Pierre will call in. I'll start the phone ringing again. Fuck it. Maybe we'll try and call Jeff Levitz right now, since Pear isn't on the phone. Let's see if Jeff Levitz answers. How's it going,
Hello?
buddy? Let me figure this out for a second. There you are.
Yeah.
So let me
Sorry,
see.
my Skype's really slow today.
Oh, that's okay. Let me see how I do this. Then this is going to be screencast over here. Screencast. And then, sorry I wasn't set up for you. How's it going? We got Norway on the phone. Is Norway the best way?
Yeah.
Yeah. How have you been?
I've been good. You know, I had a couple of rather slow weeks, I guess you can say. I haven't been doing much, you know, working a lot, and it's really a bad light in this apartment now because they're redecorating the facade there, so we're basically boxed in by Polish workers, you know.
Okay.
How are you, man?
I'm
You got
alright.
all that nice equipment.
Yeah, well, you know, it's tools. It's not like gold rings or something. I guess to other musicians, it's like that. They're like, "Oh, you have so much nice shit. Fucking, why don't you do this or that instead?" But
Yeah.
it's tools.
It's only tools, yeah. That's the way I see it too. But it's good tools. It's really good tools. So
Yeah, we got that Chandler mixing like 16 channel in and out.
oh, you
It's
got
like,
a real desk now?
well,
I didn't see
it's a
that.
vertical one. It's a rack mount mini desk,
Really nice.
but it's like 16 channels of EMI. It's like 16 of those Beatles channels. There's no bass or treble. It's just the pan and level.
Yeah, all you need.
But it's that EMI stuff. So it's like 16 channels of Beatles. And then we got we got this stuff. They're like 2 channels of Neve, but except it was made in the UK, like the BBC back in the 70s or whatever. Tried to order like all this Neve desk stuff, and Neve was like, "Dude, we can only make this much shit. You're gonna have to wait 2 years." And they said, "No, no."
We need it now.
Yeah, so they licensed the schematics or whatever to a little company to make them all like super tight. So we got 2 of those. We're gonna get more.
Wow.
We're gonna get more. I don't need them right now. And a Neumann, another. We got this little fucking Neumann. It's not that little. It's smaller than the U87s that I have,
hmm
but it's from the 50s. It has its own power amp. It's fucking mad little tube mic. Some
Wow.
John Lennon shit.
Really great.
Yeah, I haven't used one since I was at the BBC.
Oh, that's really great.
But that stuff and some more stuff, you know. So now we can do everything live or whatever.
Yeah, great. Are you up
Finally.
for another visit soon? I was thinking I'm going to Finland for Christmas.
Woo!
But, to see Sanna's family, but you know, maybe could come down earlier in December or something. I don't know how your schedule looks.
It's all good. Whatever, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
I was
figure it
thinking
out.
about
Talk to Fab, see when it's all good. But we're just gonna be working, so it's not a big deal.
yeah. Okay, I'll check the calendar. I was thinking about, you know, the second week of December.
Yeah,
I don't know, a week up there. We were going to do some recording sessions here, but Ula isn't getting any time off from his work, so we'll have to postpone our sessions, sadly. So I might as well do something else.
check
you know?
out Will, man. So it's such a pleasure to be cooking with Will because you know he's like me. He really cares about it when he does it.
Yeah.
It's amazing how like the kids that grow up without their parents around or something turn out to be the best chefs ever.
My mom can cook for shit.
Yeah, you have to figure out how to do it, I guess.
That's easy.
Yeah, raised by wolves, you know.
The
Raised by wolves.
real thing, not like Forest Boy.
Forest Boy, fucking faker.
Like, yeah,
Super psych for the Forest Boy. I wonder if he's getting in. I wonder if they put him in jail.
Yeah, it's probably gonna end up there, you know. They'll get tired of it.
The press never gets tired of getting tricked, do they?
You don't think he's Robin Gibbs' lost son or something then?
I don't know. Robert Gibbs is sick. I want to make fun of him, but he's sick right now.
A bit late for that. Okay, so you're having duck.
Yeah. This
How are
is
you
so
gonna
hot.
cook it?
Sit down right here. Check this out, man. We're gonna cook that shit.
I will.
Fucking out of control, huh?
Yeah.
We got those masks like
For everyone?
yeah, just so when people are hanging out, they can all wear them.
Right. They're still legal in Germany if you're a crowd.
Yeah, I figure that they're going to be illegal. You know what I
They're
mean?
gonna go for thousands of euros on eBay in another 10 years time, I guess.
China will keep making them.
Yeah.
Like, since when has the law ever stopped them from fucking bootlegging anything?
True.
I mean, they'll keep making them until people start wearing them in China. You know?
How is that? Are you following the Portland?
Yeah, I've got it on the screen back here, right here. Like, I'll show you. We can cut to that at any time, but I'll just, like, let me see. Well, just trust me. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I get to show you, like, here, full screen. Here you are with this. You're up in the corner, and then we've got the protesters. See, I could even make it so, like, your face is really big, and you're watching the protesters, like, right like this. See what I'm saying? And then I can talk to you in the other screen. Isn't that weird?
Okay.
Just like the news.
Yes, we're tuned in.
I know, but I have all this technology. Like, if you watch the Occupy stream where I'm taking this from,
Yeah,
like,
I was watching them a little bit earlier.
if I was really a troublemaker, you know, I could do a better production than the revolutionaries can. Like, I have pretty much better skills. My team.
Yeah, but
And it's more interesting. We play better music, and I can show everything they can show, and I can kick all the trolls out of the chat room. And I don't even...
And make better food, huh?
And cook roast duck at the same time.
Yeah.
Isn't that fucking... So, roast duck and revolution.
So much better than those pizzas that never turned up at the demonstration.
Yeah. So, you know, like, sometimes I think about my government watching me do all this stuff, going, what the fuck is this guy up to? He's cooking roast duck. He's playing organ. He's got fucking revolution on one channel, and he's talking internationally. They must be terrified of me. Either that or they love me.
Yeah, maybe they love you, man. I mean, you're still there. Your broadcast still
That's
up.
what I thought was so great. Like, I was looking at this documentary that was so crazy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when people are against the banking criminality and all that stuff, then they start talking about the Rothschilds, you know, because those guys are behind some of the banks and all that stuff. Or were.
Yeah, right.
Were, are, whatever. It's much bigger than just them. So then that turns to the anti-Zionists. See what I'm saying? They're like the fucking Zionists, which leads right down the path to anti-Semitism.
Yeah, we're not into any of that.
No, we're not. So I always leave that stuff alone. But anyways, I was looking at this guy's talking about then the Masons, you know, the secret societies bringing it in. And this Master Mason just chimed in on YouTube. He's like, look at all these fucking anti-Mason videos that are on YouTube. And you really think, like, what are we trying to stop you guys from saying that shit? So you need to think about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't care. They don't give a shit what anybody does. But in America, the politics are so fucking bad, though, man. Even they had the Occupy South Carolina people go shout down Michelle Buchanan. She's this conservative Republican shithead candidate, Tea Party candidate.
Related to Pat Buchanan or something?
No, she just has the same last name, I think.
I see.
I may be wrong. But anyways, and I was like, so this whole crowd of them were all sitting at her speaking, you know, like a little campaign stop.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden they all stood up and said, "Mic check!" And like 40 people, "Mic check!" And then they're all like shouting this prepared statement. And I was like, look at both sides of these people do the same thing. They're such assholes. American politics has come to that. Shouting.
Yeah. I think it's like that. The American system is almost like a caricature of what's going on other places too, because in most countries you only have 2 blocks that you can really vote on.
Yeah, but
even if you have several parties, you know.
okay, well, still, you know, like sometimes it takes a long time, but you know, with all the extremism in Denmark, didn't they just fucking vote in
Yeah.
a left center government with a woman as the first woman as prime minister, president?
Yeah, they're quite more, you know, what you would traditionally call a right-wing, not extremist maybe, where
Yeah.
they're quite far out on the side there. And you have a similar party in Sweden, which is quite
Yeah.
big in parliament, I think. It's the same here, you know,
Yeah.
but they lost a lot of others. So,
But I mean, you guys aren't shouting at every time you have an election, like in America, how bad it's gotten, right?
no, it's not the same thing with, you know, all the accusations and
Yeah.
private scandals. So you
Yeah.
don't have that yet, because advertising is not even allowed here for political parties.
Yeah,
And
that's such a good way, isn't it?
Yeah, because, you know, it keeps at least the most speculative candidates with, you know, billionaires,
Yeah.
Berlusconi types, or, you know,
Yeah.
just rich people that buy their way to power. We don't
Yeah.
have so much of that, but of course you have a lot of the mixing of the big corporations and the state
Yeah.
still. To be fair, but
you know,
it's
when
not-
when I see that other thing, all that other shit happening in America, I just get ashamed. I feel bad for everyone. I want to think about all the good things that it could represent. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm some kind of weird little kid. You know? Like, I want to believe about all the good things that society can be and do that makes you proud.
Yeah, it's like everything that's on the news today is, I know it's realities we have to face, but it's just bumming people out, you know.
Yeah.
All of it, and it's like that's the state of mind to be in today. It's just being bummed out about everything, and you know, and it's like you said, it's all these accusations. Every time you criticize one group for being wrong, then you automatically get a left wing or a right wing tag, you know, on your face from those other people.
Fuck them.
So yeah, fuck them. We're looking for solutions.
Well, see, I'm not telling people to go out in the street and protest or anything at all. See, I don't even believe in that. I just think that anybody who says they don't know why people are out on the street protesting around the world, that person is either feeble-minded or a liar.
Absolutely. I definitely understand the frustration, and you know,
I'm not frustrated. I'm just telling it like it is. Like all the people on the street, even in Italy or Greece, those crazy people on the street, man, that's a lot of that shit is so legitimate. I mean,
Yeah,
these people are fucking pissed off for a good reason. See, there used to be all these laws like antitrust laws against monopolies and all that shit. And for whatever reason, the governments of the world let everyone down. They betrayed society and let these people cause all these problems.
yeah,
And the courts,
Absolutely.
all of it, didn't stand up for the people. So, I mean,
yeah. But I
problem,
think,
reaction, solution.
Yeah,
Whoever is responsible, we can deal with that later. But the bottom line is, like, people have a right to be upset. The city has a right to clear out protesters and for the common good too. But then, you know, we live in a world that is instant gratification is the god of the day. Everybody wants everything now. So protesters have to realize that peaceful protests take the longest.
yeah.
So
and these
everybody,
things are not going to be.
so we need to
fixed
all
very-
sit down and get relaxed, and relax a little bit, cook some duck and shit. This is going to take
Yeah.
a while.
Sounds like a good plan.
Why are you laughing? You know,
No, it's, you know, I think
just
like
work on your organ playing about 15 minutes every day, and by the time the revolution is over, you might get a job
Yeah.
for playing with Brian Eno or something.
It's better than getting beat up by the cops anyway.
Well, see, my everybody knows my issues with the police when they start driving these tanks, and they have the tanks, that's fine. If they want to have tanks, that's fine. Then they're going to need gas trucks to follow everybody around. I mean, the whole supply chain. But what I think is when the police start pointing guns at people, then that's violence in and of itself. I want to say right now, if our friends at MI6 or MI5 or whatever in the UK are watching, I was really proud of the police the other day in London, because at the one hand they'd use psychological terrorist tactics of saying we've got rubber bullets and we're allowed to use them now, and they sent those letters to all the activists and all the people that are on probation and that have been prosecuted or cautioned in the last years or so for protestings, and they told the Uncut UK or whatever that those guys weren't welcome. But okay, so they did all that. But at the end of the day, what they did is they got 4,000 police in uniforms, and they got the cavalry there, and they stopped the buses loads of people and told them that they were to follow the permits, whatever, right there. They slowed down the march. They brought 10-foot barriers in on the side streets and blocked off the streets so troublemakers couldn't run down the streets. And they said, do you guys got a permit to march from this place to this place and that time to that time? Go about your business. And they didn't point their guns at people. So as far as the physicality, when somebody points a gun at you, you have to assume that they're going to use it, and that's terrorism. That's like when you walk into a bank, you get busted for armed robbery even if you say that you have a gun.
Yeah.
It's the same as having a gun and putting it in the face, because the person has to believe that you have a gun or you have a bomb. So the same rule of law applies to the police. If they say they're going to use rubber bullets, you have to assume that they will use them. And that's terrorism. It's psychological terrorism. So I have a issue with that stuff, because I think that, are you really going to shoot people? See, the casualty rates of I think it was out of 1,000 times 1,000 people shot in Northern Ireland with rubber bullets. Historically, I think it's 11% chance that you can die.
Yeah, I was
out of rubber bullets.
I had a few drinks with a friend from Northern Ireland the other day. He told me a lot of stories from growing up. You know, he was a kid in the 80s, and they used to get paid to go get gasoline from cars during the night. You know.
Yeah. And
sell them to these local groups. They use kids for that, because they can do. So that's how he got money for candy when he was a kid. Just go steal gasoline and
for the IRA.
And now when he thinks about it, when he's a grown man, those little milk bottles of gasoline, what would they use for? But that was how that was.
Yeah,
really bad.
Well, we're all happy. Everybody's happy. They're not happy with the rate of change. They're not happy with paramilitary people, but we're happy that the troubles have changed form and that it's not quite as ridiculous as it was in the past, although it's still a dangerous situation. Everybody's really pleased that some progress was made. As far as representation. It's not perfect. These things take time, but it's a lot better than the troubles were before. Now we have new troubles worldwide. But anyway, what I'm saying is that nonviolent civil disobedience takes a long time. So people need, if that's what they believe in, they feel strongly that a series of checks and balances need to be in place internationally. Now more than ever.
Yeah, and
in society in the West,
the added instant gratification that people have today. People want to see very quick solutions for these problems that will no doubt take a long time.
And then people that say protesting doesn't change anything, well, here we are, we're talking about this stuff.
Yeah, it's on everybody's mind, so of course this is going to make changes. And just seeing guys like Berlusconi having to step down, even though...
Well, now he gets... There's some things about that, See, they're going to have a globalist person from the Central European Bank be the new president, and basically what he said is when the parliament adopts these austerity programs, then I will step down. So they did it. What Italy's looking at is, they're going to cut 60% of any benefits. Italy doesn't have welfare benefits so much like other European countries.
No.
So, but they're going to cut, education and infrastructure by 60% probably.
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah.
So, if anybody thinks that him leaving means everything's better, no. This is just the beginning of all these things.
Yeah. I guess you're probably right,
And it's so weird how the speculators and the derivative traders are blaming everything on Germany now, because Germany's just saying, hey, as you're trying to milk all of our money, we want to say so of how you spend this money. We're not abandoning you or whatever. So it's so weird how they're turning this whole thing, the spin in the media, right, against Germany. And they're saying that, like, here, Germany's back at playing a central role in control of all of Europe again. So bizarre, because Germany is not asking for any of this.
Even America, at one point, now blaming
Street.
Greece and even Germany for the troubles that it would,
That's okay.
Negative.
That's okay. We have the media, and I'm just going to tell you straight up right now. Fuck you, Goldman Sachs. I don't care if you are the U.S. government. You're a mafia, and I will see you fail.
Yeah.
And I don't care if I don't live to see you fail. Guess what? I will haunt you from the other side, man.
Yeah. One of those guys.
See you on the other side, motherfucker.
Got some prosecution, didn't he? But that was an ex-CEO.
That doesn't even fucking account. That was some fucking Indian guy. Those guys, one derivatives trader, they just throw a bone. That doesn't mean anything.
I know. Yeah, well, I can understand. I think it's a kind of shame that you didn't have that Greek referendum, because that would possibly,
an Iceland moment. It was possibly an Iceland moment. Hey, I started following Brigida on Twitter because the U.S. government, the courts said that, when the court passes a law that says it's okay for the U.S. government to read people's Twitter, like all their contacts and all their communications, private communications with her. She was the Icelandic WikiLeaks chick helping out.
Yeah, I remember her.
Okay, well, anyways, they just said that, she has no expectation of privacy from her Twitter account. When the court passes a law like that, that means that they're just passing it. They've already read her Twitter. They already know all of her contacts, right? The thing is they're just making it all that information available to use in court. So when the court passes a law like that, so when they did that, I just started following her on Twitter. So I hope they're watching right now. I hope she's watching too. She's probably watching Portland, but this is probably more interesting.
Yeah.
Because she just believes in the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. She's not a criminal.
No.
She's an artist.
It's the same thing with a lot of these protesters that I don't necessarily agree with, their views on the whole situation, but I understand where their motivation comes from. But
well, I just want to call bullshit on the whole thing, because I know for a fact that WikiLeaks is a psychological operation by security apparatus, because I can tell absolutely by what was accomplished when they leaked things.
Yeah.
And the USA wasn't hurt one bit. In fact, if you just read the shit, it completely reinforces the Mossad's perspective about Israel. It was like an interview, and it basically allowed them to do regime change in the Middle East and some other countries around the world, and leverage the neocon agenda. So basically, to me, it looks exactly like a CIA Mossad operation, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't believe in the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus. So for them to turn around and allow this fucking hyper-jingoism to like prosecute people like Brigida, who happen to just believe in the Easter Bunny and this like this transparency, by leaking government documents or whatever is really weird to their ends that they're going to fry people internationally over that.
Yeah,
Because I could see them grilling Julian Assange's ass, because I figure that he knew exactly what he was getting into when he accepted this mission. But I mean, the other people that actually believe that he wasn't a CIA plant, I think it's really kind of shady. I think that anybody with any moral compass should expose the fact that, I guess after they accomplish the end game in this. Part of this end game with Anonymous and all these different things, obviously, to me, is to flush out the people that would have any sort of sympathy for these activist causes and put them in their place. So you haven't seen the end of Anonymous yet, because it still serves the purpose of the system, inadvertently.
Yeah, so that's like the new
or WikiLeaks, because they have to use it to crush people's idealism.
And also just put a brand on it, so you can identify it as something for other people too who aren't as involved in it. But do you think Assange saw those phony charges coming when he applied for that job?
I think there's really weird things. It's like. Who knows? I mean, we can interview him sometime if he's got time.
That would be something.
From a Swedish prison. In Sweden, they probably let you do a Skype call in prison.
Even though I completely agree with you on where WikiLeaks stands, and that is probably was just an operation to, let out non-important information. None of it really hurt the U.S. very much. It was just a low-grade diplomatic officials that really got into any trouble.
Well, I also remember it got rid of all those people. The first thing that they leaked was who was working with the CIA through the diplomatic channels. I mean, and they just got rid of all those traitors at once to each nation.
Yeah.
And started. I mean, the Egyptian Revolution. Look at that. It's just fucking the military again. The military industrial complex. Here we go again.
Yeah, and now Syria is the next on the list, I guess.
Well, the interesting thing is then you can see, like, the activism. You can flush these people out by doing some of this stuff. But whatever. As they're scanning, I'm hoping that eventually that Spliffriff will send me a copy of this interview, because then I can use this at my trial. It'll all be unadmissible because I'm absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think I'm gonna have a trial. I think we're gonna do something really good. I think we're gonna do something really good and help people out.
I think even the powers that be will see you as a force of good in the world.
I don't think there is a such thing as good or bad. I think idealism clouds people's perspectives. It's morals versus dogma.
Yeah. Well, we just keep using that word.
You know what dogma is?
What dogma is?
What dogma is? Dogma is the teaching.
Yeah.
So it's your antiquated notion of morality versus the teaching.
Proof that you hold in bigger reverence than anything else.
We hold these truths self-evident.
Right.
Wow, am I getting too heavy?
I guess.
You're like, I don't know. I just work in a hotel in Oslo, man.
Yeah, who am I? So, well, but I can't help but feeling a bit sorry for that Assange guy still, with those charges for, busting a condom and that's rape.
Well,
that's a bit too rich for me, even coming from the globalists or whatever.
The cool thing about some of these operations and these activities is the process that we're going through globally. It's like a troll in a chat room. You can't really be a troll without being an asshole. So it exposes what you're doing the whole time. It's like the government really can't be authoritarian without actually cracking heads. Well, I mean, there's psychological aspects, but you know, like do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a lot of this shit exposes. See the end result. What I would like to see. I'm civic minded. I would like to see this hubris it put in check.
Mm.
You know, my issue with Berlusconi is, check this out. He's a fucking billionaire who can't do the books in 20 years for his own country. How in the world can they spin this situation to be that he was a good, benevolent leader? I mean, he's a billionaire. You do not get to be a billionaire for multiple years without understanding accounting.
Even in Italy,
He's
I
a
guess.
criminal. He's a fucking criminal.
Yeah.
He's a fucking criminal.
And he owns
20 fucking years he's been in charge, and they can't do the books in their fucking country. He's a billionaire. Give me a break. You cannot be a billionaire and not know about accounting. Fuck you, Berlusconi. I mean, that's all anybody in the world has to say about that shit. He's a traitor. And all these people are fucking traitors. I don't care if he's the head of the P2 Lodge. He's a traitor. Yeah. He's a traitor to Italy, and he's a traitor to Europe.
And just think about it. If he was the leader of, say, a North African country for 20 years, they would call him a dictator. No doubt. So it's all about their perspective, you know.
They would call him a fucking racist because how is there a white guy a leader of an African country for 20 years without being a fucking racist dictator? Right? I mean, so they would call him a fucking Boer or a Nazi or something, right?
Probably, yeah.
Basically, right? I mean, just take a look at it. Like, how's a white guy going to be a leader for 20 years in Africa without being a fucking dictator?
He's been in power for a long time, and that aspect of it never gets brought up, you know. That's I was thinking more like Gaddafi, you know. Okay. I know he wasn't elected the leader, but
well, he was revolutionary, but he didn't come up into existence in a vacuum.
Of course not. That was also a revolution, you know. You had a king there, and he had been, you know, in power for too long.
Yeah. Well, it's just a fucking joke that people actually think like that's all safe for democracy, and even like the main general guy who defected and was helping them with their plan for a minute, they just shoot him and all of his friends, and you know, and the truth of the matter is there were 35,000 Chinese fucking soldiers and workers there building this infrastructure for Libya, and he decided that he wasn't going to sell gold for fake money anymore, and he wasn't going to sell oil for fake promises and money. He wanted actual gold, and he was also the largest contributor to the African Union, money-wise. So basically, as China started investing in the infrastructure and the by proxy wars of Africa, basically, you know, the writing was on the wall right there. And anybody who believes otherwise, see, Bedouins, Arabs, they do not like democracy. I hate to tell you, they're tribal. They believe in their family, their tribe, and their religion. Yeah. They don't believe in democracy. It's not up for a fucking vote of whether they're going to fucking obey Satan or the prophet. They don't care. So anybody who believes any of this shit is fucking democratic has their head up their ass, and fuck you too. I mean, that's the truth. They're Bedouins. They are part of a fucking tribe. Saddam Hussein has a tribe.
Yeah.
Gaddafi has a tribe. All these guys have a tribe. Tribe of Israel is a tribe. But that's not what we're talking about. Supposedly they have a democracy, or they have a Knesset and all that stuff.
Yeah.
We're not bagging on Israel. I'm just saying the facts. I'm just saying the facts.
Before you have democracy. So I think now they're trying to just speed up.
Well, they don't have a democracy in America. When you bail out fucking banks and you bail out all this shit, it isn't capitalism and it isn't democracy anymore. It's something else. It's reverse totalitarianism is what we call it now.
It's just an ideal to reach for, you know. I mean, do we have democracy? Where do we have democracy when you think about it?
We have it right here almost, except I'm a dictator.
Almost,
and no, you can't vote me out. I don't even care about democracy. I'm actually a monarchist. I believe in celestial monarchy. I believe in a wise person in the council of many.
Right.
Look at these. Look at that democracy in action right there.
Yeah.
Breaking news alert. Fucking
And you
Star
have these
Wars.
democracy movements like Human Rights Watch and Amnesty, those organizations, they were pushing for the war in Libya, and now they're pushing for the war or to start something in Syria.
Well,
And they don't even take any self-criticism on the outcome of the Libya situation, you know.
well,
I mean, how many people died there, you know, and now they want another war, and these are the guys that are supposed to be working voluntarily for human rights, democracy, all that stuff, you know.
well, you know, my big issue is this, you know, like I've been saying for the last couple of days, I think it seems like every time society gets to this point where it looks like we're about to do something that we can all be proud of, it's like all these promises, something else happens to intervene. It was like, I remember how they sold the .com era and the internet and this communication and freedom to workplaces and all the different things that internet could do for you up for shopping and real capitalism, like, you know, shopping around for good values and information, all that shit. And then like, bingo, sorry, we can't have a better world. The economy.
I remember back then, I didn't even buy into it, you know. They were told everyone, you're going to be able to work from home, you're going to get shares in your own company, you're going to have a say on, you know, everyday decisions at your workplace. Some of that has been implemented, but only to a degree that, you know, really just keeps up what's already there. And those were such short time frames too, you know. When are we talking about the dot-com bubble? Just a few years at the end of the 90s there. I remember also in the mid-90s, you know,
that's
got elected. You remember people got excited over that?
But I mean, look at, you know, there's been no great reform of the Democratic Party in America. See, I didn't believe in all that bullshit. See, I knew better even when Clinton said they'd balance the budget and they promised everybody with this massive amount of stuff, this money, the peace dividend, all these fucking lies. All they did was refinance the loan and stuck it to happen to the next guy.
Yeah.
Fucking liars.
Yeah, the Glass-Steagall Act.
All this mumbo jumbo. I call it the mumbo jumbo act.
Yeah.
Shit, I just don't believe in any of this bullshit. But I wish that as a society we could do something that we could all be proud of. Wouldn't that be so cool?
Yes,
like,
I guess.
Fuck, man, I'm proud of you, society. Nice one, high five.
You know, I had a really strange experience. About a week ago, I went to see a scary movie at the cinema theater.
Okay.
And there were a lot of kids there. But this was like, you have to be 15 years old to see the scary movies as theaters in Norway.
Okay.
And before the movie started, suddenly they turned on the lights and they turned off those movie commercials, you know, and there are 8 uniformed cops coming in, lining up in the middle of the room, and they're saying, everybody needs to show their identification because we have reason to believe that somebody in here is not. 8 uniformed cops, man. And this is at the same time where we have had 60 rapes in the street, you know. We have had, they show the statistics, there have been 6,000 armed robberies around the 700 meters radius around the central train station. Just massive crime. And people are really mad about it. And at the same time, they have police helicopters. If I get up early in the morning, just constantly circling the city after the Breivik thing, you know, because now they want to say, yeah, we're
here, we're ready, you're safe. Right.
It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Because
of course it is.
And one of the cops,
you know what? It's a really fucking disgrace.
Yeah, 8 cops, you know, just scaring these kids more than the movie would ever do, you know. And then when
You
they
know
had
what?
checked
You know what?
everybody's ID, they said, "Sit down, and if you make noise during the film, we're just going to shut it up, and everybody has to go home."
You know what women that are half Austrian and half Swedish say to that? Whew.
Oi, oi, oi. That's what it would
They
say.
go.
Yeah. So our Håkon and the other guys coming over today too.
I don't know who we're gonna invite. We're just cooking right now.
Okay.
Katie's sick, so let's all wish her well.
Okay, she has a flu again, or?
I don't know, but I'm worried.
Oh yeah. I had a flu for a long time when I came back too. You know.
I'm gonna bring her home some food.
Yeah. Hope she gets better.
Yeah. Okay. Next subject. Anyway.
I say hi. Yeah.
But
Okay. So
the police
so
are
that
all,
was
the police are all just standing there. It looks like they're trying to just wait everybody out in Portland. I don't have any real news on it. I guess I could check the Twitter channel.
yeah. It looks like it's going to be a long night in Portland. And a policeman fell off his horse or something.
Something like that. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know.
It was
I wasn't there. Wonder what they're doing in Dead TV land over here. It's so cool I can do this stuff. Let's see. What was I doing? Okay. Now we can see. Yeah, we're all just chilling. Chilling like Bob Dylan here at Dead TV land. You know, I went and saw Bob Dylan.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't very good. Like
I mean, he's got a top band and all that stuff, but he just sing like this. Ah.
Just those grunts.
It's like
Yeah,
fucking it's like a chain smoking Yoda is just barking at you. He really is with the way his words are too.
Yeah, but the band was okay. I thought you said they were like
They were good. They were okay, but you know, I like the crazier stuff a little bit. I like a little rougher.
Yeah, I saw this Leonard Cohen gig on TV. It was a while back, and there was long solos, you know, saxophone solos, and a guy played a 5 or 6 string bass, you know,
Yeah.
fretlet or something, and he did solos for minutes on each song. I mean, if you go to a Leonard Cohen song, you don't want to see some session guy doing a.
He's a very old man, though.
Sure, yeah, and he got ripped off by his manager or something. He had to
Who
go.
hasn't been ripped off, man? I've been ripped off my whole fucking life. We were supposed to be living on the moon with robot maids and shit.
Yeah.
Just watch some 60s cartoons or open up a fucking textbook. We're supposed to be living under the ocean right now.
Yeah, we're still watching the 60s cartoons and most of that stuff. Only we're doing it from
I'm
Earth.
still waiting.
Yeah.
Supposed to have.
I feel bad for old Cohen, you know. When you're 70 years old, and I think his manager ripped him up for, you know, $50 million or something.
They all do that.
Yeah.
Bring back the Circus Maximus, I say.
Real entertainment.
Give France back to Gaul.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on in Portland. Maybe I shouldn't even pay attention right now.
Yeah, it looks rather quiet.
Well, we don't know yet. We'll just keep checking back in. I don't know what we're checking for. I'm not sure. Well, let's see. Does anybody in the chat room have any questions for our buddy, Pear?
Bring it on.
Bring it on, motherfuckers. No? I'm waiting. Elvis, shut up. That is one of the best things. Elvis never shuts up.
Great day on this.
Maybe we should check on this duck. I know, but a visual check. Let me kill this hard drive for a second.
They want to do what I did for 11/11. Well, I listened to the Dead Skeletons because their album came out, and other than that, I didn't really expect too much to happen.
Uh-oh.
I'm
I forgot.
for the spiritual awakening and everything, but I don't really dates like that have such significance, you know.
Yeah. I accidentally unplugged your volume, but we're gonna go ahead and check this. We're gonna do a quick. You can watch. We're gonna do a quick oven check.
Duck check.
Duck check.
Duck check.
Check your duck. It's 3:21 p.m. Do you know where your duck is? Do you need to put tinfoil over it, maybe?
Yeah,
To keep it?
a bit, mate. You want nice crispy skin, mate.
I don't know if you can. You guys see that duck? That's a lovely duck.
So nicely.
There we go.
Getting hungry now.
You are getting hungry, huh?
You can smell that from there, can you, Per?
Amazing. And then we're gonna figure out about all these vegetables or the veg. This is what we're gonna cook next. One of these, like Bambi. As soon as I can shoot one of them, I can't. I don't think I can go shooting. That's okay. I can go with somebody else. Send somebody else on my behalf. I don't want to take the time to get all those licenses in Europe for guns and stuff. Screw that. Nani's got his hunting license, though. If I move to Iceland, then if they ever kick me out of here and I move to Iceland, then I'll definitely get one there.
Yeah, I have a friend who's a hunter, and
I don't know. I don't think they got anything to hunt in Iceland, but polar bears once in a while. I like those windows. Isn't that cool? It's kind of like a church effect or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Can I do this? Okay, like this maybe.
Yes, you put orange.
Yeah.
Kind of a mid-70s Eno, kind of naive little tune. I like that.
Maybe you could see Fab in there working in the studio back there. Yeah, I don't know.
Love Fab.
See, your voice isn't coming out loud enough because I don't have the speakers hooked in, but I'll do that right now. Look at these little guys. Found them.
Nice. You don't think that's racist?
I don't know what the hell they are, but they're little Nubians.
Some people here want the masks or the figures like that removed from a secondhand store because, you know.
Oh yeah,
well. Used to bring them home in the 50s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember my grandmother's husband had a lot out of those naked black women figurines, you know.
Well,
And I think they're nice.
I don't know. You know, maybe they are racist. I don't know.
Who knows?
If somebody
Well,
was really
anyway.
if somebody was really offended by those things, I would take them down.
I don't think
What?
anyone is. I'm just joking, man. You know, some people, you know, they just take that thing too far. Those were like sailor souvenirs.
I'm not making a statement with them. They're just there.
Don't
I
worry.
don't know. Here, do you need something?
Nah, I got money. I'm just gonna get some beer.
Vita Cola or something, maybe?
No,
Maybe.
go.
Oh, wait. Sorry. I was just looking at myself when I have Pear sitting right here. What a weirdo I am. Where the hell are... Oh, there we are. Okay. Sorry, everybody. Wow. There you are.
Still here in the dark.
Yeah, I figure we'll talk for 10 more minutes and we'll go back to music.
Yeah.
I don't mind talking for an hour.
Neither do I.
It's
I'm
kind of
just getting hungry
interesting.
watching a duck, you know.
Well, we talk
Okay.
about a lot of things here at Dead TV, don't we? You're getting hungry for some duck.
Yeah,
It smells so good right now.
can imagine.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Yeah, we were going to cook like like a big old chunk of ham. With roast vegetables and stuff. But
Wow.
I guess Will went to the store too late. You know, the stores aren't open usually on Sundays here.
No, that was really weird. There was some when I was there too. There was one Sunday, and I kept asking locals why are they closed, and I think it was the women's football finals or something
yeah.
like that. These weird holidays.
Hmm.
Yeah,
They pick really weird days, and sometimes it'll be open on a Sunday.
well, it's always closed on Sundays here, so
Yeah, I can't figure it out myself. I don't know what the hell's going on in this country.
Germany's doing good. They were smart enough to not move out all their production. You know, they actually make stuff. Their industry.
No shit. Very wise. I love it. I like being here. I have to go and talk to the government on Tuesday.
Okay. You need your papers or something?
Yeah. That's okay. I'm going with my lawyer.
Yeah, but that's not going to be a problem, is it?
You know how much stuff I had to show them this time?
Mm-hmm.
200 pages of documents.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have 200 pages of documents on myself.
I have to I have to start paying taxes here.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy though? 200 pages. If I didn't have a lawyer, and people, an accountant and all that stuff.
Just invoices and
There's
stuff
no
like that?
way. There's no way I could have done that. So we'll see what they say.
Yeah. Oh, good luck with that. But I'm sure you won't
Not
have any
luck.
trouble with it.
200. When you come up with 200 pages of anything, that's not luck. That's hard work.
Of course. Like a book.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But I'm sure it'll be all right, man.
Then I got to start my German corporation.
Okay, so you have to move the business because you lived for so and so long.
No, I'll just have a new one here. I'll have one here too.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, sure. I mean, a lot of those things that with immigration, they have to be quite kind of, have kind of strict rules. Sometimes it seems absurd, but I know in different European countries, it's really hard to go through all the paperwork.
Well, I just feel like if at this point, if they said for some reason that they would rather me not be an artist and live in this country, then I would just go, whatever, I'll just go to any other country on earth. They'll be happy to have me pay taxes and live there.
Sure. I'm sure you will have no problem with it. It's just
I like
Europe,
Iceland. I'd
you
live
know.
there. It's a little bit hard, but I'd live there.
Hmm.
But I really like Germany. I kind of like the politics, and I like how, yeah, I like a lot of the things about it.
Absolutely.
I don't have too many problems with how they act. You know,
I think it's just rules, you know, and sometimes it can
it's so
seem,
cool. It's so cool to have like more than half of the population just up in arms at any second whenever anybody's like a fascist racist.
yeah,
Way more than in America. They have to be. It's just so cool to be around that kind of energy where they're just like, fuck this shit. Anytime they can get their hands on them, the police have to like protect even the sympathizers or whatever, you know,
yeah.
until they break a law. But they're ready. They're ready to fucking bust them at any minute. They fuck
Yeah.
up.
But are there that many, you know, is it a big problem with fascists in Germany now? I know,
Well,
like here, there are,
they do have a small problem, but you'd have to ask some Germans. They do have a small problem, but that problem is everywhere. You can't just pin it on Germany. You know,
absolutely
there's
not.
fucking mental ill, rotten, evil people everywhere. So you can't really just pin it on Germany.
Yeah, and I think there's such a small minority. I remember about 10 years ago here, there was
They can't
a guy
even protest. They get their ass so kicked if the police weren't there
yeah, no,
to like block off the street with hundreds of police. They would get their asses so kicked in a second. That's how fucking pissed people are about that.
yeah. Most of it here has been more or less eradicated.
It's like America, but way more people in America are just flat out fucking racist fuckheads.
I guess, yeah.
Oh yeah. There's more
But
of everything in America. See, it's the third most populous nation on earth. But then there's like tons of racists everywhere you go. You know, in Japan or, do you know what I'm saying?
yeah, more like the everyday racist kind of thing, but you organize
xenophobic and weird cultures, xenophobia.
Yeah,
People don't like outsiders or some shit.
yeah. Well, it's hard to balance those things out sometimes because now there's so much talk about, you know, these rapes in the city. It's got everybody worried, you know. Women have to be walked home. It's really bad.
That sucks.
And
People
that
shouldn't
sucks.
put up with that shit.
It's really bad, yeah. But of course, people who are prone to racism will use it because it's all been committed by illegal immigrants, you know. And it's so sad because it's, you know, that's when they get the opportunity to use something like that, they will, you know. But of course, these are people who are frustrated, been here for years and years. It's totally out of the system.
I'm not going to defend. I'm not going to defend them.
No, because what I say is that
I don't want to hear about somebody who's frustrated because they fucking moved from Iraq and were getting granted asylum in fucking Norway. I don't want to hear about anybody being frustrated. They could just go away.
Yeah. When you act like
they
that,
can go anywhere they want. If they're not smart enough to fucking look on the interwebs about, I know it's hard, but it's hard there for everyone. You move to the fucking Arctic.
An asshole. Yeah.
It's not the desert. I mean, come on. It's not supposed to be easy.
No matter what country you come from, you know that rape is wrong. I mean, some of those people come from places where you get stoned or something, or, you know, chopped up in pieces.
I know, but we're just talking about imaginary stuff now. I'd rather not. See, we're talking about hypothetical situations. I mean, you could talk about whatever you want. Oh, there's Will.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's been really, you know, occupying people's minds here. You know, it's hard not to get affected by it when you're living in the middle of the city and there's so much of it. But
sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. But I mean, when they have time to check people's ID at a horror movie, you know.
Well, that's bullshit.
Mm.
That's just plain old bullshit.
It is. but it's not that bad. You know, like I told someone, a hotel guest that was really worried. Of course, people get worried and come here and read the papers, read about stuff like that. And I mean, in the 50s, there were more manslaughters than there is today. You know, when you think about it, because today everything gets so much exposure. You know, it's on our in our face all the time.
Yeah.
That's part of it too. I think.
In your face.
Yeah.
In your face. All right. Well, we've talked for an hour. I think it's time to go back to music.
Yeah.
See, I was just letting us kill time. That's called filler. Okay, wait 1 second though.
Yeah.
Will looks like Will's over there, and he's got aluminum foil, and he's thinking about putting some. Do you need some help there, buddy?
Round him first. No, I'm good.
Here. Here, I'm gonna come over here. Here, I'll hold this while you get that lid. What we're doing here, people, is we're putting a piece of foil over the top of the duck.
Oil on the head is not good. It actually enhances what you don't want to get in by 10%, I read.
Yeah, well, we're giving the duck a tinfoil cap right now. Tinfoil hats. You've been watching Cooking with Anonymous. It would be so hot. Anonymous cooking show. Just do it for funniness. If I could do it on like Funny or Die or whatever. If they would let me do that. Have a whole cooking show with Anonymous masks on.
With all secret ingredients?
Yeah, secret recipe, every single one. We're going to hack this duck. Today we're just call everything instead of cooking, it's all hacking.
Yeah, and it's all blurred out when you chop up the vegetables.
We're gonna hack a tomato souffle today on Cooking Anonymously.
That would be good.
All right, I'm gonna go back to playing music. Thanks for visiting.
Yes. You're welcome. Always nice. See you. Enjoy.
Woo! He started to say enjoy. Boy, that's cool. I like this little thing right here on the side. With that little, you can see our business over here on this side. Let me change the way this works for a minute. Okay, this is going to show full screen on the other side. Then I can just go into here and show you what I've got going. We're just going to check in on Twitter. Oh, there's people like, cool. Now CNN and the world can see what a completely ineffective city government looks like. All the shit talkers on the West Coast and East Coast of America seem to have... They're chiming in on what people should or should not be doing in Portland. How anybody could be against people being legitimately upset about what's going on in the world, I'll never know. I'm starting to think that trolls are all molested children, and they've got like Stockholm syndrome, and now they identify with their fucking captors and jailers and all this bullshit in the police state. Because they certainly act like they've got that weird fucking Stockholm syndrome or something. You know? It's like, why would you... What... Unless you're being employed by, like, the government to, like, in PSYOPs to, like, talk shit and fuck with people in their organization, like, what would you possibly have to gain by talking smack? I'll never know.
40 cents a post.